yourself. This is WhatsApp, and we are live. Now, welcome to the show because we do have someone who's been doing music for a while. He's right here in the studio with me. We would be doing justice to his works, his journey, his music, everything about him, his personality, his aura, his articulation. Yes, Lagos, Nigeria. It's about that time, you know who I am. They call me the sugar daddy of Lagos, aka Orali, aka Bad Nation, aka Vitamin A, aka, should I go on? You know how it is. And this show is where we rock it with the finest, the best of the best. Now help me welcome to the studio's Treeps, the man who's been doing so much music and enjoying himself while doing it. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Alright, how do you pronounce your name?
You pronounce the word as Treeps.
Treeps. Yes, you know, sometimes, yesterday I pronounced one Yoruba name, and when I did it, I knew I messed up. You know, in my mind, there's some names that you people should not be giving yourselves. You know, Olabo, what happened? Why? You know, someone like Adigbensh. Why would your daddy give you that kind of name? You know, that name is where people should not be having such such names like that. You see names like Kenneth, Obina, Solomon, Raphael. See, even Sunday said, why? But anyway, welcome to the studios again. You're looking very good. I like the ensemble.
Thank you.
Who styled you? Did you style yourself?
Yeah, I did. I styled myself.
So let me start with this question.
Yeah.
Before I give your biography and your profile, what is fashion to you first? We're digressing though.
To me, fashion is freedom of expression. You know, feeling comfortable in whatever you choose to wear. Sometimes unusual, sometimes usual. But as long as you're comfortable, you know, as long as you are free, I feel like that's fashion for me.
That's
freedom of expression. Yeah.
Fashion, freedom of expression.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Nelson Eziagbo in the studio, songwriter, singer, creative director.
Yeah.
All right, Nelson, popularly known as Treeps, was born on June 4th. About, I think, 6 days after they gave birth to me. And then he's from Iseluku, which is close to my mom's village, which is
really?
Yes. And in Orchard North, Delta State, Nigeria, was there like 3 weeks ago.
Wonderful.
To a technical engineer and trader parent, Mr. and Mrs. Elijah Eziagbo.
Yeah.
Now, we talk about his early life and education. Treeps completed his primary and secondary education in Lagos, then proceeded to the university education at the University of Lagos, where he was studying geophysics, but dropped out due to personal reasons, which is understandable as well. Treeps began his journey as a singer during his early secondary school days in Ojuelegba.
Yes,
when he was in the group of aspiring young artists. Before going solo, he was a key member of a group that earned a nomination at the Top Nigerian Music Awards in 2018. Treeps made his solo debut in 2019 with the single Wicked Fine, produced by renowned producer Tuesday.
Wicked Wine.
Yes, which introduced audiences to his unique sound and infectious energy. He quickly followed it up with Craze, an energetic genre blending track that highlighted his creativity and versatility, also capturing the attention of key players in the music industry. Moving on to 2021, where he collaborated with prolific Sheshon and producer Barrow Beats on Deception, a smooth groove Afro house anthem perfect for house parties. The track earned spots at Blues Papers playlist and became a fan's favorite. Also, with Treeps delivering an electrifying performance at the Beats Niger FM NYSC concert. For those of you who attended, you know it was off the charts, where he opened for Arya Star and Check. He is also opened for big names like Wonderco and Tiwa Savage, and blending Afrobeat, soul and contemporary influences. Treeps continues to push boundaries and captivates listeners and audiences with his ever evolving and unique artistry. Moving on, Treeps featured in the Ijoya Class of 24 compilation album, which boasts of a number of notable features on the project. Now in 2024, he founded Treeps Labs, a functional jewelry line, expected the drop of expansive collection soon, rather, with a deep, we're going to talk about that, with a deep passion for creativity and vision. Treeps partners with his cousin Ventova to find Music Dome Entertainment to found Music Dome entertainment and talent management company responsible for his music affairs. And moving on alongside renowned music executive and talent here, G. Papa. So yes, good. Well,
Yeah.
your profile
Thank you.
speaks what?
Say thank you.
Welcome. Yes, speaks for yourself and
Yeah.
itself rather also. Now, Trips, your name already sounds like a vibe. All right. What's the story behind your name? Is it short for something, or did you just drop like a hit track?
It's not short for anything. It is, I think, Treeps was off the reaction of people. I was answering a very different name back in the
Oh,
yeah, a very different name that I'm not so proud of. But yeah, Treeps was from people's reaction. Maybe because of the texture of my voice or my vibe. Back in the day when we're freestyling and vibing and making music, there's this thing that your voice they put me on trips, your vibe they put me on that kind of thing. So I just went on with it, and yeah, that's how Trips came about. Nothing serious.
That's good. Now, moving
Yeah.
on from different places in the world, especially in Nigeria, all the way from the east, Iseluku to Ojuelegba, and then to different stages that has had you do stuff, opening acts for R Star and people like Tiwa Savage. How has the journey, all right, shaped you into the kind of sound that you produce now and then your soul?
I mean, it's an experience. I was born in Iseluku, Delta State, but I grew up in Lagos. So a lot of my growing up and what conformed me musically and otherwise is all from Lagos. It's all from like Ojuelegba, Karimo Street precisely.
Wow, I know Karimo Street.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. So it's been a very not so easy and not so smooth experience, but it has shaped me in ways that I'm grateful to God for. Right. So yeah.
Yes. Now, career shaping evidences in life would make sure that the kind of music you do now is evident for yourself. But before we go right there, let's talk about the creative part of you.
Yeah.
Yes, it says you have a talent management company.
Yeah.
Now, one of the darndest things to do is manage people. People are goods. So to have you doing stuff like that and invariably becoming a mentor to one or two people is something that I do find very fascinating. So how has it been for you since you started this creative process?
So now, finding music done with my cousin, I don't manage artists. It is I'm a creative. I've been a creative for a while. I've been an artist, been a writer. A lot of the time of my music life, I've always been a writer, writing for people and stuff. So I understand to a very great extent how these things work. I don't manage artists. I have people, my cousins, and then my manager Jiggy, but they manage me as a brand and my music and whatever happens in my entertainment line. So I don't do that. You feel me? So it's just they are doing that. I'm doing my own, growing my career, trying to break out, trying to put out as much music as I can. So yeah.
All right. Now speak about some of the challenges you faced going into music, still doing music.
Yeah.
I know. They say you're not a man if you do not go through some of these things and then come through all of them. Now, for some people, they face just a little of the challenges and they just click out along the way, like, oh no, I can't do this anymore, and everybody's like, I think Burna Boy said, if you're not successful, how are you going to tell the story of you being you starting up and either you failing or being the best version of yourself or what? I can't remember how he put it, but that's how it is. Like, how you will fit tell the story, So for you, challenges doing music and being a creative, how has it been?
It has been a baggage of emotions. There are lots of things that are involved with being a creative. From where I'm sitting, right, or from my own experiences, nobody really cares until you're doing something that says something. Nobody cares until you're doing something that speaks volume. So it's been good. It's been sad, it's been stressful, it's been discouraging, but I chose the life, so I'm here till my last breath, I guess. It's been every emotion you can think about, but nonetheless, when your vision is clear, and there's a roadmap, keeps you very grounded and in tune with your journey. You feel me? So yeah, that's been it for me though, personally.
Right now, music and life as it is brings you to certain spots as you grow, and then you ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? And then basically, but this is it. Criticisms.
Yeah.
How do you handle them? Sometimes you see people that cannot afford anything in their lives, who sleep on mats, but they have the ability they can press phone, and somebody who doesn't know anything will tell you, or someone with 400 MB or 200 MB will be telling you why he does not like the verse that you used in your own song.
All right.
You spend money for.
Yeah.
Are you normal? People like that. I see how they do stuff, and it's not for upcoming artists or regular artists, like the big huge cuts themselves.
Yeah.
The other day, even though I decided to just keep mute, it was Odumodu Shah was trying to whine Chelsea fans. Odumodu, please stick to the music, don't let us complain. Chelsea fans, we really don't have joy for anybody right now, especially as we are on top of the world. Odumodu said something like, I can't remember how he put it, like, if Chelsea wake up today or something, ask how far. They didn't reply. We're just waiting for him. As Chelsea won,
they started bombarding him. Right.
I was reading comments, I was like, Unama, it was just but I'm sure there are things he will not do anymore. Moving on from that, criticisms, people come out and say, Treeps, I don't like how you did this, I don't like how you did this. Now, do you take it with a pinch of salt? Do you go at them? Because you are human.
Yeah.
Person want me more, you collect.
We feel I'm
straight.
I swear.
But how do you do this invariably, especially if you have constructive ones?
First of all, I feel like as humans we deserve some sort of how do I put it? We're humans at the end of the day. True. Everybody has an opinion and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, yeah? And I feel like with music, everybody hears different things. I sing something, the reactions are different from different people. They hear another thing, another person they hear another thing.
Straight.
It feeds different parts of their emotions, and everybody picks what they want from the music. So for me, criticisms are very normal, but I do not allow them, how do I say it? I do not allow them like push me out of my sanity or my creative process. I have a brand. I have a notable sound, I've tried, I've grown, I've worked to where if you hear Treeps randomly, you can tell that this is Treeps. So I mean, everybody has what they want to hear, and if you're feeling it, it's fine. Criticisms are very important because you need to listen to what maybe the fans, maybe the executives are saying. They're consumers and they're taste makers.
Yes.
So it's important to listen to what they have to say and try to, infuse it into your work if it works for you. But if it doesn't, everybody will be fine.
Last.
That's what it takes. Yeah.
Last.
Feel me?
All right. Moving on right now. You are a songwriter. So you write your songs yourself.
Yeah, I do.
Has there been any song, that has put you somewhere? Sometimes it brought about writer's block. You were writing the song like, emotion starts.
Yeah.
Something just happened. You dropped it. You went outside. You came through.
Yeah.
And the song began. There's some songs that I remember someone talking about a Grammy-winning song that she wrote for. Can't remember the artist. That she wrote it for 1 year. The song messed her up in different ways.
Yeah.
And then it was done. But for you, has there been like that kind of song that just think about the song and it took you a while to write, or it gave you problems, or it brought back emotions, or something like that? And which song was this?
I mean, we creative, especially songwriters, there are songs like that, where you're writing and something just happens and you cannot finish. Some songs come naturally. You maybe write them before you even record them. Some songs you have to like hear the beat and record alongside. But some songs are just like very personal. I have a lot of those songs that are personal, maybe from life experiences, emotions, and stuff like that. You're writing and you cannot just finish them. It takes about a month, two. Some takes longer. Some you never even go back to the song. So music is like that sometimes. Yeah.
Now, for that as well, what would you say serves as major points for your of motivation and inspiration for the genre of music you do? What motivates you? What inspires you?
I would say emotions. Yeah, I'm very in tune with my emotion as a human being, spiritually and otherwise. Yeah, emotions is like a very huge part because with my song you can hear the hip life, you can hear the high life, you can hear the soul and R&B. So emotions is like a very integral part of my writing. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not making it. Do you understand? Yeah, when I'm heartbroken, songs come up. When I vex, songs come up. When I'm happy, there's a song. So yeah, emotions. Yeah, I would say emotions for me. Life experiences too. I feel like emotions, life experiences, they are, they are intertwined. They go in pari passu. Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk music and promotions now.
Yeah.
Now, for someone like me who works in television and radio, I always say this: I'm privy to a whole lot of radio stations. I got friends, connect, and all that. So basically, I know the kind of work and investment.
Yeah.
I have artists that when I see them, I just look at them like, you don't know what you're about to come into. And then there's some artists that are outside the country that I manage, Canada, UK, and they understand what it is. Maybe because they're outside there.
Yeah.
And then I know it's the darnest things. Music promotion for you. You have your with your management company, you have your manager and all that. But talk about it for some upcoming artists or someone who's actually watching the show that doesn't understand what it is. How integral music promotions are part of your life as a musician.
Let's even excuse music. With everything that we do, if you own a business, there has to be promotion. If you are running whatever, there has to be promotion. But music is a lot expensive, I would say.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, but it's important. There's no how you can, run away from it. For me, posting on Instagram and doing an Instagram ad is promotion on its own.
Oh, yes.
It's not cheap as well, to reach the audiences you want to reach. So it's very expensive, very uneasy, but it has to be done. There's a product, whatever pushes the product is promotion. So there's no how. It just has to happen. Sometimes it's not easy, but you just got to do it.
True.
Yeah.
Now we'll talk collaborations, EP, and the album now. So, if you had the opportunity on an upcoming EP or album to feature one of the big people or the smaller ones or anybody, which one of these artists would you want to feature in your album? And do we have something coming up from Treeps? Or is there anything in the works, or is there anything out right now that we're pushing?
Yeah. So now let me start from your first question. I'm a huge fan of Omale.
Oh,
yeah, my Southside brother. I'm a huge fan. His music has soul, and it works for me. So I'm a huge fan. I like Omale, and Omale has not gotten time to work. We've been in the same session a few times, but I never feel get the verse, but I hope I will someday. But I'm a huge fan of Omale. I'm a huge fan of a couple people. There's Bloody Civilian, there's Santi. These very irregular guys. I'm a fan, to be honest. Yeah.
So you want to have any of them on the body?
Yes. So if I have every of them, I'm fine. I can get every of them. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Having Omale, Bloody Civilian, I wonder how that album will be.
Nasty.
Super nasty.
Yeah, so
alright, so what are we pushing right now?
So I put out a song a couple weeks ago. It's called Waiting. Yeah, so Waiting just dropped and reception has been great. I hadn't put out music in a year plus or 2 years. So I just dropped Waiting and the reception has been good. I'm dropping a 2-pack single in about a month. Tile and Good Life, then the project. So there's been like works over time, over the 2 years I've been, writing for people, growing, trying to create this distinctive sound for myself. So Waiting is like an opening to the new, Treeps. So yeah, so Waiting is out now, and you all should go and listen, please.
So
Thank you.
Waiting, where can we download Waiting?
Waiting is out on every platform. Is on Apple Music, is on Spotify, is on YouTube, it's everywhere. It's on Audio Mac, is on Tidal, is on
Boomplay, Shazam.
is on SoundCloud, is on any place you want to listen to. WEYTIN, Waiting by TREEPS Treeps. Yeah.
All right, quickly as we round up the show, give us 1 minute. 1 minute to a fan who's watching.
Yeah.
Who's saying, Treeps can do this. Maybe I can. What's the word for that person?
The word would be maybe listen to God. Listen to yourself. There are a lot of external noises and external opinions. Because easy. Your parents want you to do this. Society wants you to do this. I mean, it's normal for we to get distracted. Somebody they do this one, they work for them. Maybe you try that and it will work for you. But everybody's part is different. So listening to your guts and God is like very important. I mean, I'm not saying listening to your parents is not important, but we have our life to live. So you have to have a clear vision, listen to yourself, listen to God. Believing in yourself too. It's hard. I feel like everybody struggles with it. I don't know, man. Some people don't, but personally, believing in yourself and excluding the external noises is often not easy, but it's very important. It will happen now, it might happen later, but it will definitely happen. So we just gotta keep moving.
All right, thank you so much, Treeps, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Honored to have you. Quickly, your social media handles so we can follow.
Yeah, on Instagram, my name is just_Treeps, JUST_TREEPS. On Twitter is _just Treeps. On YouTube is Treeps. On Facebook is Treeps. On TikTok is just_Treeps. Everywhere. Thank you very much.
All right, Treeps says something. Just do you and blot out all the noises.
Yeah.
Now, believe in yourself. That's very good. And for someone like me, I'll tell you, trusting my instincts and guts has gotten me out of a whole lot of trouble just because I found myself. And some of you, you never want to listen to yourself because now you really get yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. Put that about the
Right.
So WhatsUp is honored to have Treeps here, and it's
Thank
been
you.
an amazing time and interview with him. We'll